Thank you for tuning in to Not Just Girl Talk with Tiffany and Ashanti. Make sure you got a beverage in your hand. Sit back, relax, and engage with us.
Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Not Just Girl Talk. I am your host, Ashanti.
And I'm your host, Tiffany.
And thank y'all for tuning in to another week. Y'all keep joining us week after week after week. Okay, so we definitely appreciate the love, the engagement that we have been having. If you are new to the family, Tiffany's going to let you all know where you can tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, because I'm sure your friend told you about Not Just Girl Talk. Tiffany, let them know.
Yes, please follow us on IG at NotJustGirl_talk. Again, that's IG at NotJustGirl_talk. We're also available on Facebook at Not Just Girl Talk with Tiffany and Ashanti. Again, that's Facebook at Not Just Girl Talk with Tiffany and Ashanti. And we're available definitely on YouTube. Please make sure you're subscribing, liking, and sharing our YouTube at Not Just Girl Talk Podcast. Again, that's YouTube at Not Just Girl Talk Podcast. And we are also available in the Twitter universe at Not Just Girl T. Again, that's Twitter at Not Just Girl T. And lastly, our baby TikTok account at Not Just Girl Talk Podcast. Again, TikTok at Not Just Girl Talk Podcast.
Yes. Make sure y'all are tuning in and subscribing to us, leaving our comments. We're asking for engagement. So we want you all to talk to us, give us feedback, let us know what you think about the topics, how you feeling about us. We're definitely here for that. So we do have our beverage of the day. And I'll start off with my beverage. I am drinking an Italian sparkling drink. I'm really supposed to lay off my sparkling. So
my eyes.
I know you like. So I'm so this will be my last sparkling for a while. I just have to. But I have, for good time's sakes, my sparkling drink right here is really good. Tiff, what you got? What you sipping on?
So I have a little mixed drink that I concocted. It's just a little bit of coconut rum, because that's a smooth, simple coconut rum with some Sprite and a little bit. I just put some naked juice in there to give it a little color, because I didn't want to look like I was just drinking straight water or vodka.
I cannot drink rum. Rum gives me a headache.
No,
rum definitely gives me a headache.
Vodka gives me a headache if it's straight.
Really?
I can do tequila.
Oh, I love a tequila.
Whiskey, all that. Get you a
Jack
Daniels,
do a good
Crown Royal.
Right? What is it called? Is it a whiskey sour?
Oh, yeah.
Is it Sprite and a Jack?
I think so. I know I got another drink somewhere. I got the Jack Daniel whiskey with the cinnamon fireball, and then the Sprite.
Oh, no.
I don't know what that's called, but somebody in the liquor store told me about it. This white dude. So I was like, I bet they be.
I don't like none fireball. I don't like none fireball. They say like big red.
It's not much. It's mixed with the Jack Daniel. Was it apple whiskey? So just the version of Crown Royal is Jack Daniel. So you know how it's Crown Apple, Jack Daniel with the cinnamon.
That sounds like an apple cinnamon drink. I'm straight. Apple cinnamon drink? No. But it might be good to you. Give me a Cosmopolitan, or just give me Kettle One with a splash of Sprite, and I'm good to go. Tequila, I wish I could drink it. It do me bad. Like, it just make my hands swell, my feet swell. Like, I think you got too much salt in it.
Are you allergic?
But dang, why I gotta be allergic?
I'm saying.
Oh goodness. Let us know what y'all drinking
on.
I do, girl. Well, let us know what y'all drinking on. Let us know what you like to drink, your drink of choice, and what you sipping on while you listening to us. Okay. So our next segment coming into catch up time. What you been up to?
Girl, nothing. I'm gonna say boring weekend. Actually, it wasn't bad. yesterday, a friend of mine called up and was like, "What you doing this weekend?" So we did. Just got out the house and went and ate at Slim and Huskies. If you're in any city that has Slim and Huskies, it's a Black-owned business by three
Okay.
Black young men that went to TSU. So I like supporting,
Oh.
Black people, and they young.
What food they got there?
Pizza, Slim and Huskies. It's one in Memphis
Oh, okay.
now, downtown. It's one in Atlanta, of course, Nashville, Murfreesboro. So yeah, but it started in
Come
Nashville.
through, Black
Yes,
men.
I'm telling you. And it's simple, just pizza. And I'm like, I'm just mad because I didn't think of it, but I'm happy for them
You
at
can
the
open
same
up
time.
one though.
But I'm just saying, they even took the market. I'm pretty sure. But
You're a
it's
black
simple, and
woman as a
their
black man. You
menu's
need to jump
not
on in.
huge. It's just like 4 or 5 different types of pizza you can get, or you want whatever type. You can create your own pizza, what type of sauce you want, and all the toppings you want on it. Unlimited.
Oh
Slide it through the little
wow.
thing, and it comes. And you either get a slim or a husky. Slim is small, husky is big. That's it. Simple.
Oh, I like that.
I know. I'm
I'm gonna have
happy.
to. We got to go there when I
I
come
know.
visit. We gotta go
That's
there.
good. But yeah, we did that, and Sunday we were. Well, I started cleaning though, and then I left when she said, I was like, "Oh, I can get out the house." So I left them cleaning. But yeah, that's all. We were just when I got back, we
Okay.
still cleaning and washing and getting ready for the week to come. But that's it.
Okay.
How was your week, girl?
Let's see.
Weekend.
I'm pretty regular. Oh, the kids they always got something going on though. It seems like every week is a birthday party. It's a gathering. So the twins went over their friend's house, and I do it. And we're still in COVID world, so I still be monitoring the socialization. But the friends that they hang with, I know for a fact they like fully vax. They have household fully vax. Don't mean you can't get it, but I prefer that interaction. That's just me and my preference. So if that ain't your preference, don't get mad. I don't want to hear it. My preference is for the kids to hang around and go. They can hang around people, but I'm like, what? They still take their mask. They still I'm still like put your mask on, even though you're going over there or whatever the case may be. Still, all of that. So, um, and then their friends, parents been kind of helping out, getting them to and from. So that's been really good. And I got basketball season coming up. So both the twins will be playing basketball. Football is done. And we have Jay coming up with the choir recitals and in the holiday season. So I'm excited. We're moving into the
Yes.
holiday. Christmas is my favorite time of the year. That's my favorite, favorite,
Yes.
favorite. I freaking love Christmas. Like I just like the feeling in the air, like all of that. Like I'm here for
Love
that.
it. I love it too. We are getting ready to do our Elf on the Shelf. Last year was our first year. And yeah, it's a whole month. But when I tell you my girls enjoy it, like when I tell you I'm gonna hang that over their head until I can't no more. It's like, well, you know, Evan, that's our elf name. He watching you. This
Oh
behavior,
Lord.
he's gonna tell Santa he's reporting back to Santa. And I be seeing it.
Oh my God.
He goes back to the North Pole every night. Trust and
Mm.
believe.
Well, I asked my kids they want to do F on the shelf. They was like, "Mom, for real, we too big for that." I'm like, "No,
See,
y'all not. We could let's just partake in it." And they like, "Mom, we know you gonna set it up."
they don't believe in Santa anymore. Mine do. Mine still believe there's a Santa. I think it's safe to say they know Santa is you.
uh, they do. Emmanuel was the last of the Mohicans.
Oh,
He
he's
was
still.
hanging on, and they was like,
Oh,
"What? You
oh
still think?" He was like, "What?"
yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, yeah, it's mom. It's mommy. Just mama."
Oh, yes, I know. That's
So
so
he was like,
wrong.
"Oh, so yeah, now they know pretty much what it is." So y'all, let us know how y'all weekend been going. And now we're gonna move into our sip on it and speak on it segment of the day. Tiffany, what topic we got for today?
So today we are talking about the controversial, of course, um, very controversial and sad. Henry Ruggs he used to
Mm.
play for the LA Raiders. But he's a free agent now, football or ex-football player, we should say, because his career is gone. But he was leaving a club and driving crazy, speeding
156 miles per hour.
156 miles per hour, yes. And he hit a woman and her dog. And that both died instantly because the car caught on fire. And it's very unfortunate and sad. And his career gone just like that, and a life is taken. I just, of course, thoughts and prayers for her family.
Yes.
But it's unfortunate. It really is. And now that he's facing, I think they just added 2 more charges. So now he's
3 felony charges. Wait, let's see.
42 years, looking at 42 years. And I know when we discussed it briefly, I mean, I know what vehicular manslaughter is and reckless driving. So I get those two. Then he had a loaded gun in the car. I'm like, dude, man. And unfortunately, he hit somebody and then the dog died too. So yeah, they're gonna throw the book at him. They just are. I mean,
yeah, that's 20 years by itself.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Don't mess with nobody's dog. These pets.
Hey, the dog died? Bruh.
Yeah.
It's
so
done deal.
It's sad. This is sad.
I'm saying that why are you driving so fast? I don't think that was his first time driving a car that fast, honestly.
It couldn't have been.
I'm pretty sure you done drove it that fast before, got away with it, got home or whatever. Like you didn't test drove this car, you didn't make sure you didn't test it out. But when you're driving that fast, like the recklessness behind it, it's so reckless because it's not just your life.
Yeah. And his girlfriend was in a car.
She was in a car?
So that's the other charge. I'm pretty sure yes, the other charge is from, let's see. Oh yeah, the new charges for Ruggs reportedly stem from the injuries incurred by his front seat passenger, girlfriend, and mother of his child, Rudy Washington.
Dang. And then the young lady that died, she was only 23.
Same age as him? How old was he? Maybe I misunderstood it, but yeah. Either way,
20.
Yeah, it's 23. And she was 23. I don't know how old he was. So yeah.
Oh my God, this is so sad. This is the saddest thing ever. 23, life just started. Lord, it's so sad.
Yeah.
Why are you driving so fast?
Yeah.
This is just crazy. Y'all slow down. Slow down. The goal is to make it to the destination. Whether you're gonna be late, at least you made it.
Girl, he's 22. He was older than him by a year.
2 lives gone. Senseless recklessness, y'all. Slow down. Cars are machines. Me teaching Fat how to drive, I'm letting him know now. Cars are machines. It's the first thing I tell him. It's not you finna get in here and just be whipping and going and doing all this. No, this is a machine. You can lose control. The important thing is to have control, drive for yourself and for others, and especially not to be out here speeding and just being reckless behind the wheel. This is just reckless and senseless.
Yeah.
I just hate that. I hate that so much for both sides, both parties, everybody involved. It's just so sad all the way around. Yeah. So let us know how y'all feel if y'all want to comment on it. You can. If not, you feel like it's too sensitive, you can definitely just sip on it. Because we all need to sip after hearing a story like this, because it could be anybody. And we all drive, and this is just senseless. We can definitely, on a lighter note, move into our topic of discussion. And our topic of discussion today is knowing when to let go of relationships. So that's pretty much what we're going to go into, and I started out. So in letting go of relationships for me, I don't know that I think we've all had to either let go or we've evolved from relationships. So for me, I'm looking at it from the perspective of how do I want to say it? So all relationships that I let go of or have kind of dissolve don't have to be, or anybody, it doesn't have to be on a bad note. So you can definitely evolve out of relationships that you were once entangled in.
Oh,
That's from our last topic.
Lord.
So no, for real. So let's say we have we're friends. We talk on an everyday basis, and then just over time, of course, life be life, and our level of
Yeah.
communication pretty much tapers off. So that doesn't mean that we're no longer friends. We've just evolved in different spaces of our life. Whereas it was one point where we were pretty much together, pretty much did everything together. Yeah, I'm so sorry if y'all hear my dog barking. But we pull everything together. We now have come to a phase in our life where we just pretty much have outgrown each other, or we've outgrown
Yeah.
that state that we were in. So I know, like for me, I used to club and party. The club life don't owe me nothing. The nightlife don't owe me nothing. When I tell you I kicked it from Wednesday to Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I chilled on. So 5 days, Wednesday through Sunday, I went out every night, like clockwork in my 20s, to the clubs, to the parties, to the events, whatever is going on, I'm in the building. So the nightlife don't owe me nothing. So, but with friendships or relationships that I had at that point for people, because I'm a social butterfly, Tiffany, like I hang with this group, then I got this group, then I know these people. So at that point, I was hanging out. But those people that I was hanging out at that point in my life, we never fell out on bad blood. We just pretty much outgrew. I just outgrew those things that I used to do. So I think when we're letting go of those relationships, sometimes it doesn't have to be in a negative, tone. We just pretty much kind of let it go.
Yeah, and sometimes when you're elevating or you're growing, you can't bring everyone with you. I
That's
believe
true.
that everyone is in your life either for a reason, a season, or maybe they're gonna be roll with you through your lifetime. But
Mm-hmm.
it may just be that purpose that they're in there for a reason at that time. It doesn't mean, like you said, it's bad blood. It's just that was the purpose of them being in your life. You learned hopefully maybe a lesson from it, things that you learned
Mm-hmm.
from. So I like to think that, I mean, of course, if a relationship, if y'all have grown apart because you're doing different things, that's definitely why most people do fall apart. I mean, we have
Yeah.
kids, we have husbands, we have, your life changes. That's life be life. And so
Mm-hmm.
it's always going to affect any relationship. I think it's hard. I mean, even just from the standpoint of being married and being a mother, it's hard to have relationships outside of that. So I like to tell people, I tell you all the time, if you're friends with me, like people that I don't really make new friends, I'm not taking applications. I've got a few that slid in there, but it's hard because I don't have time. I do feel like I'm always a loyal and committed friend, but listen, it does take effort on everybody's side. I do think you need to check in and things like that. And I just feel like you don't, if it's a true friend, you're checking in and talking to that person. Maybe not, of course, every day because life be life, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just, but like I said, if it's somebody that's toxic, they need to go immediately.
Yeah.
Because you don't need the toxicity in your life. And the more you grow, and I think 20s and 30s are different because that's where I'm at now. But my 20s was different from how I'm thinking in my 30s. Like I know it immediately, I can recognize people that I'm not. I told you I'm
Yeah.
not taking new friends anyway like that.
Oh, helpful, helpful.
But I mean, but I can
Well,
recognize some stuff. I ain't trying to.
and
Mm.
I agree with the reason people are in your life for a reason and season. Also, for me, what I've learned as well, because relationships can also be friendships and they can also be family members. And, it's just relationships, dating relationships, friends, like whomever. And I am the type of person, I'm gonna say, I've grown in this space. So I used to have expectations of people that I put on them based on what I've done. So if I'm the friend that's showing up, I'm the friend that's calling and checking in. I'm the person, or just whomever, the person that's always there, the person that reaches out and does this. But when I have something going on and the person doesn't reciprocate, or give that same energy or the same, love or concern, then I get attitude. Now I'm mad. I would generally be mad, like, but when it was you, I was there for you. But now it's my turn, it's crickets. So I think also when we're looking at those relationships, we also have to establish the fact that everyone doesn't respond the way we respond. And sometimes, yeah, and sometimes when we expect a response from them based on our expectations of them and we don't get it, now we are mad. Now we are not talking to them. Now we've let go of these relationship and friendships based on what we've set the expectation for. And that's not even fair to the person who didn't sign up for the expectation. Like, hold up. Just because you do that don't mean that I have to do it. Just because you buy Christmas cards for everybody don't mean I gotta get Christmas cards every year. That's just something that you choose to do. So I think in letting go of relationships, we have to let them go under the right circumstances.
Yeah, definitely. I think when I'm thinking of all types of relationships, I mean, ultimately, I mean, from my husband to my friends, I feel like I don't have anybody in my circle that is not at this age that I've grown and been through this journey called life, that is not necessarily we are on the same level, but have the same purpose, kind of like we both trying to grow. We both everybody, I say both because I'm thinking my husband, but in general, relationships, people that want something out of life. I can't be friends with nobody that don't care about life, like trying to better themselves. Like, it's not that I have anything against you, but this is what I'm trying to do, and I don't need anybody in my way. So when I grow up, or glow up, if you will, you can't take everybody with you. You just can't. And that's just the
and that's hard for me. I'm such a person of, I'm like, oh, but that's my, like I hang. You may not do what I do, but you still a nice person. You still a good person. So I don't want to disassociate myself with you based on what you do. Because if we have something that we establish, I don't want to be, because I look at it as sometimes people being judgmental. So I think it's a thin line when you're like, are you judging me because of what I do? You think you better? Like, I'm just saying, I personally battle with that space because I don't want to be judgmental, because I probably was in a space where I wasn't my best, and people who were doing their best still allow me in their circle to give me the exposure to want to do better, So I think I fare on that line of,
but it's the people that want to stay. They're good where they at. Like, I'm all about elevation, growing, bettering my life spiritually, financially, all of the above. And I'm not saying it has to be all of those things, but I'm looking for growth. And if you are still where we were in high school, I mean, it's not that I have hard feelings or harbor stuff, but I'm not in that space anymore. I can't allow you, because I have enough going on in this space that I have. I don't want to say weigh me down, but that's just, for lack of better words,
honest. I mean, it's what it is.
I have no filter or facials. So, but yeah, that's just what it is.
Dead weight.
I mean, exactly. I love that. Dead weight. So it's nothing personal. I don't hate anybody. I don't hold animosity. I don't have the energy or the time, though. I'm focusing on getting better as a person. So I definitely think it's somebody that's just, I'm fine. Just,
doing nothing.
Yeah. You're fine still staying at home goals. Just because you're choosing to. Just it's easier. I don't want to do anything else besides this. I'm just going to settle for this, or, what, I don't want that to rub off on me. Like, I need to stay focused, laser focused with me. I need people that's going to help, encourage, and things like that. I think that's what it is. I need to be around people that's going, encourage me and things like that to help me be a better person, and vice versa.
Right.
Like I said, that's why I don't have applications or room for a whole bunch of friends, because I am loyal. And so my true friends know that I care about everybody's well-being, and I'm calling, I'm checking on as much as I can. And I'm not saying I call everybody the same amount of time. And some
Right.
friends are just, we have different relationships too.
Right.
I may have
And
friends,
y'all can probably pick up and
right,
like
and
y'all
we
never
can
missed
pick
a
right
beat.
back, right.
Mm-hmm.
But we ultimately still trying to grow, trying to be better people. We're not trying to
Yeah.
stay stagnant. I mean,
Yeah.
we thinking about businesses, entrepreneurship, things like that. Not to say everybody has to do that, but we are
Right.
always, all of my friends, we have that in common. Like what we trying to do different.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
even if
good.
we
And
ain't
I
thought
like
of
that.
it, we
I
thinking of
like
it.
that part. What we're
We're
trying to do
thinking.
different.
Yeah.
Because just because it's not, just because it's, you're not, I don't want to put this, just because you're not doing the same thing, but you are trying to be a different person than what you
Yeah.
currently are. You're trying to move into a different space. So
Yeah.
so I definitely like that, being different. So when to let go of relationships, I think it ultimately depends on the space that you're in, the value you place on those relationships, because they could be, good time relationships. Like me back in the day, I was kicking it. There was some good time. Some good time relationships. Okay. We kicked it hard, and you know who you are listening. So I just had those, some good time relationships. But now that I moved, I still like to have a good time now. I just don't go to the club. But it's just a different space. So those relationships was me back in a certain space. So I think the value also that we place on each other. What do we value within each other? I think that also allows us to know when it's time to let go of relationships. If those relationships, like you said earlier, are toxic, not bringing any value to our lives, and we're not gaining any value from each other, because I do feel like our relationship should be give and take. It should not be one-sided. I can give and I can receive. So we definitely are feeding each other in the time that we need to be fed. So I do feel like when it's time to let go is when you know that relationship no longer, I don't want to say serves you, because that can be a little like selfish, like what are you just getting? But I think when you're no longer in a space to give and receive, and it's draining, yeah, it's time
Yes,
to let things go.
absolutely. Like if you don't have the energy and you're saying, I just need to let this person go or fall back some. That don't mean that you're never going to talk to them again. But I do
Mm-hmm.
feel like if that relationship is so toxic and it's draining the energy that you can't give to your main, relationships that you have, like for me, my spouse, my kids, things like that, if it's draining where I can't function properly, or I'm just always in my head about a relationship that it's not bringing me value, like you said, and it's
Mm-hmm.
toxic, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna step back because it's
Yeah.
not helping me grow, go forward, and things like that. So I just think a person, if
You know.
that person is sucking all the energy out of you,
Mm-hmm.
it may be time to just put some space. That's just
I
me.
agree.
That's what I would do. But I don't have any situations like that. But have I in the past? Yeah, but it's so long ago. I mean, that may have been, I've been probably before I was married.
I'm
And you
sure.
know who I'm talking about. The relationship that we know.
I'm
But
I'm sure.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so let us know when it's a good time to let go of relationships. Also, we hope that we've given out some good information, some suggestions to you all when to recognize certain relationships. Not that we're telling you to let them go, completely, especially not with any ill will or ill intent, or anything that we don't want you out to lead a relationship on bad blood. So it's definitely a way to do everything.
Right.
And let us know, we hope you don't lose any of those relationships, but like Tiffany said earlier, everybody just can't go. and you can't go with them and they can't go with you because everybody has their own path to choose. So it's not saying that you are better and they can't come up with you, or they're better.
Yeah.
It's just that we're going in two different spaces and we're just not in that space to go with each other. So let us know how you feel about the topic of discussion and what your comments are. And Tiffany's going to leave us with some soul food because y'all know we like to feed y'all soul for the week. So Tiffany, what you got?
Yes, our soul food for this week is it's not enough to have purpose for yourself. You have to create a sense of purpose for others. So I thought that was befitting for this week. I mean, this topic.
Yeah.
What is this person's purpose in my life?
Mm.
And
I like that. Say it one more time for the people.
it's not enough to have purpose for yourself. You have to create a sense of purpose for others.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I already know Tiffany coming on with the soul foods. So it's y'all, we're gonna wrap the show up, and it's two things that we want you to do when you're listening to Not Just Girl Talk. Number one is to refill your cup.
And vibe with Tiffany and Ashanti.